Yo, what is up, everybody? Sorry to adjust my seat there. Welcome back to the channel, and we have round 3 A2 race reaction video here. Race reaction brought to you by our friends at Complete Racing Solutions. This month, we're highlighting the Coach Rob podcast. If you guys need something new to listen to either talk about amateur motocross, vet motocross, or your physical health, fitness, etc., make sure to check out the Coach Rob podcast network and all of his services and things he provides at CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Link's going to be in the description down below. Let's jump into this A2 race reaction. Another amazing night. These first rounds always deliver. They're always excellent. You never quite know what's going to happen, and this year's no exception. So let's start with 250. So I have said all week, and I'll continue to say that Deegan needed to get it done tonight. Otherwise, he was basically starting to toss away this 250 championship here. And guess what? Deegan came out and he got it done. Now, with that being said, I said this during the live show for the qualifying there. He's talking about doing a bunch of testing. They fixed the bike. The bike was only allowing him to ride at 70% or whatever. I don't know about all that, okay? In my opinion, I think he came in thinking he was the man. He really thought he was just going to run away with this. No issues. Nobody could really challenge him other than Levi, who ends up being sick in round 1, as we all know. And he just thought that was going to be it. And then when Levi was out, he was like, oh, man, super simple. No problem. I got this. And then it wasn't. It was like he ended up in a fight that he was not expecting to be in with Juju here because Juju decided to show up and play. Now, with that being said, they made some corrections this week, whether it was with the bike, mentally, whatever, and he rode a lot better today. He definitely looked a lot more on point. He definitely he won, okay? Plain and simple, he won. Now, you go back to that heat race there where he takes Juju down. I don't have a problem with it, okay? That was gonna happen. Like, we all know how Deegan acts. He kind of goes after whoever the guy is challenging him, which at this point right now is Juju. And, like, if y'all are in the heat race together, like, Julian has to know, like, hey, he's going to take you high and he's going to run you as far as he possibly can, which is what happened. And basically, instead of checking up all the way, like, he checked up. You could tell Juju checked up. But instead of checking up all the way, he kind of tried, like, okay, cool, I'll check up. I'll let him have the spot, but I'll stay right on him. Deegan wasn't going to let you do that. That was a stupid move. And then you get to the main event, and Deegan actually pulled a start, which was amazing, and just went, you know, and the rain definitely factored into it. Would have been interesting to see if Juju could have done anything to him had it not started raining. But it was that plain and simple. It started raining, it got slick, and that's what happened. So now Deegan is up, I believe it's like 7 points. Deegan is down 7 points to Juju. We've got one round of West left before we go East. So, and it's a Triple Crown. So it'll be interesting to see how next week goes here. Hopefully those guys kind of split back and forth and we'll see who wins. I don't know. It's interesting. And then Deegan makes a comment on the podium about Juju running his mouth about him and pissed him off or something like that. I don't know what he's talking about. If you do, make sure to comment it down below because I'd love to hear Juju running his mouth. Maybe he's talking about the Pulp Show where Juju said, like, yeah, I've been dealing with Deegan shit since I was, you know, since I started riding because they've come up together basically, which if that's what pisses you off, like, all right, dude, whatever you got to use. But to me, there's nothing bad there. Like, bro, we all see it. I mean, I guess if you're the guy, then you don't see it, but we've all seen this. This is what he does. Now, outside of that, this 250 West is just absolutely decimated. Shimoda, gutsy ride for, I believe it was like 6th place there with his broken fingers. Make it through one more, and then hopefully get those semi-healed up coming back when we go West again. In a few weeks here. And then Jordan Smith. Did Jordan Smith things, which was instead of just settling in, taking another third and still being there, pushing it a little bit, goes down. It's Jordan Smith, man. This is what happens. I thought it was interesting. They were very open about that triumphs, not quite to the point that they want it to be. But we'll have to see, and that's an ever-evolving story, I think, and we'll see more as we continue on here. But moving to 450s, God, what a night of racing here, okay? Great heats, great everything. I said last week I thought the bike was fixed with Jet, and it appears to be not fixed, because after the race, when they're standing there filming Jet, you can very clearly hear him say, "So the bike," and kind of trailed off there, but basically saying, like, the bike is not fixed. And I've already been sending text messages out. If that bike's not fixed to where he wants it, but he's doing this, again, this is the same thing I brought up in the show last week. This is a fucking problem for everybody in that 450 class. If the bike is not where he wants it, and yet he's still winning races here, obviously, and literally we had this huge discussion after A1, right? Because, of course, after A1, it's like, don't read too much into it, but Jet lost and didn't look good, and it was reading into it. And I said, look, next week could be this. Turned out to be pretty close to that. And now here we are 2 weeks later. We're 5 points out with 14 rounds to go. Like, this isn't a problem. And if they continue to make the bike better, which I assume they're going to work on, continuing to make the bike better, this is just going to be a huge problem. The biggest limiting factor tonight was the fact that he had to try to get around Anderson. The only reason he didn't win that heat is because it was Anderson, all right? And Anderson, while not quite Barsha level, is similar, and he doesn't like the Lawrences, and they don't like him. Now, Jet is smart enough to know, look, dude, I can't go in and throw it in on him. Like, I can't. Like, he kind of tried in that main the first time, immediately realized, oh, shit, can't do this. Which, again, you could see. He was faster than Jason that whole main. He just needed to get around him. Once he did, within 2 laps, he put 4 seconds on him, and off he went. And that was it, you know, like, and he won the race. When does he have the points lead? Couple of rounds. Depends how, I guess, the Triple Crown goes, because those things can always get a little wild. But I would say by Tampa... and that's if he doesn't win the next 2. Pretty simple math here. Now, outside of that, Chase obviously sick. Didn't get a great start, so didn't really come through as well. He didn't seem sick, and none of the interviews I saw did he say he was sick or getting over sickness. So, again, how bad is that really? I don't know. Bike setup didn't look great, but... we'll talk more about that with Eric on the main show tomorrow. Tomac, obviously, absolute shit start, just buried. He rode great, but obviously there wasn't... he didn't have a chance to even challenge just because his start was so terrible. And then let's talk about Ken Roxon with the red plate. Hasn't even won a race, but here we are. How many times have we seen this with Kenny in the first 5-6 rounds? He just clicks stuff off, gets a win, couple wins, couple podiums. He's right there in the top 5, and boom, he's got the red plate for a couple of rounds. Wouldn't surprise me to see him have it in Glendale and Tampa, to be honest with you. Whether it goes any farther than that, who knows? Really, honestly, there was a point tonight I thought Kenny might pull through and win this race, where he was closing up. He closed up on Jet and Ando there before Jet was able to get around Anderson, and I really thought, okay, cool. But... didn't happen, and but I mean, it's still cool to see him with the red plate there. These old guys just out there crushing it. Ando said he's been feeling a little under the weather. He rode great for feeling under the weather. So yeah, so just an exciting round 3. Comment your thoughts down below. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks again to Complete Racing Solutions for sponsoring these race reaction videos. Main show tomorrow. If you guys want to watch us record it live, make sure to jump in that members area for as little as 99 cents per month to watch us record the shows live. If not, main show drops Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you on the next one.